going on, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you, talking to you tonight. Excuse me. How's that for running an intro? We're talking tonight with Power Rangers, and if you couldn't guess that, the Utah and certainly the Power aficionado. What's going on, Bert?
I wasn't ready.
You weren't ready.
Now I'm ready. What up? How's it going?
Oh man, it's going good. Well, so first off, I do want to shout out JB over at Discovery Bay for hooking me up with the cool Comic Book Cousins T-shirt. So
nice. I remember when he was making those.
Thank you for doing that. And then also, we're going to show some comics in just a minute. And for Comic Clear backing boards, so that beautiful artwork on the back of some of your comics doesn't deserve to be covered up with a white board. You can visit ComicClearSupplies.com, put in the code SCG10, and save 10% on your order between now and January. So we're talking Power Rangers. Pick up that up there. So you can show that off with those clear backing boards. Also, be sure to visit GoCollect.com if you're interested in seeing what your Power Rangers and other comics are worth. Visit GoCollect.com for that. And lastly, before we get started and shouting out the chat, do want to put a plug in for Friday at 4 o'clock Central Time when I'll be going live to give away my X-Men 4. Yes, my X-Men 4 will be going to a new home as of Friday. And so all the entries are in, and I'll be putting those in the wheel, and we will see who will have one of these added to their PC. That will be Friday at 4 o'clock. You don't have to be present to win. I will shout you out and then reach out to you. Give you 48 hours to respond, and at that point, you'll win. But as you know, normally on my giveaways, I end up giving away other stuff as well. And not on that show, but a soon-to-be announced show, I will be announcing what we're doing as we push to 1,000. So be sure to hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything like that. So let's shout out the chat as usual. We got some comics. How are you doing tonight, good sir? He was on with me this week as we were talking about some X-Men. Cruces, 1971. What's going on from New Mexico, I believe. And also, always got to have a little Ruben Guzman up in the chat. Cowabunga, and it's Morphin time. Legion of Comics, thank you, sir. Then we've got a little Yahweh, thank you for loving that music. Weapon X, a member of the comic book community, did that intro for me, including the music. We got Genome Presents up in here. Well, hello there. Remy Q Studios, only one sub away from hitting that 200 mark. One sub away. So,
dude, I'm gonna go to my work account real quick.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna sub them up.
There you go. There you go. And we've got Ryan, I believe his name is, Comics and Death Metal. What is going on? Thanks for showing up tonight. So, yeah, he was showing a book earlier, I believe. And so how are things going with you?
Dude, it's going well. I just subbed him up. So I think that he's at 200 subscribers now.
There you go. There you go.
Boom. There we go.
You heard it here first, folks.
What's that?
I said you heard it here first, folks. So we're going to be talking about some Power Rangers. And if you haven't guessed it, if you're not familiar with this guy next to me's channel, I don't know where you've been. I mean, this guy's channel on the move. I mean, he's going to be at 2,000 subs pretty soon. And he is a Power Ranger shadow. He's always so much as a Power Ranger in the community that he collects him to draw from his Power Ranger knowledge. So, Bert, for those who might have been hiding, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and then how you got into collecting comics in general?
Okay, well, so yeah, I'm BerkFamily54 Comics. My name is Steve. I've been doing YouTube for just basically exactly 2 years. I've been collecting comic books for 5 years. Very first comic books I ever bought was Power Rangers issue 0, the black and red covers for issue 0. Those are the very first 2 I ever bought. I also bought a Batman TMNT crossover number 2. I saw those, they were talking about on yahoo.com one time, and I decided to go to a comic book shop, and I grabbed them, and I was like, I read them, and I said, wow, this is really good. So it got me hooked. It brought me back to that nostalgia era that I had as a kid, because I was 5 years old when Power Rangers first came on television. I watched the very first episode, and I remember it to this day. And I remember when a Green Ranger arrived. If you couldn't tell, Green Ranger is my favorite. And so I've been collecting comic books 5 years, mostly Power Rangers, but I've been getting more into obviously Batman, Flash, and some Marvel books. And I started really branching out into a lot more stuff, even indie comics as well, and obviously TMNT, because that was my first love before Power Rangers. So yeah, I love Power Rangers. I love comic books, and my YouTube channel is growing like a weed. I'm very, very, very close to 2,000 subscribers. I'm giving away a TMNT Last Ronin #1 first print, and a Batman 24 and a CGC 9.8, and maybe something else as well. We'll see. I may give something else away. We'll see. You still there? Am I the only one here?
Hopefully, I'll tell the kids. So Power Rangers, and so Steve, you're what, 30 something?
I'm 33. 33.
33. Okay, so you're 9 years younger than me, so it kind of makes sense, because if you look at the Turtles book, you know, Turtles came out in what, 87, and Power Rangers came out in 93 or 94.
93, yep. May 90.
And so 93, by the time 93 comes around, I'm already in high school, you know, I'm starting to move on. But I too remember those, you know, first episodes of, you know, the original gang. I remember when the Green Ranger was introduced, which we'll get into that later. And of course, who didn't have a crush on the Pink Ranger, right?
Dude, oh my gosh. I had the biggest crush on a Pink Ranger. And I'll tell you what, I've seen her at a con. I did not get to meet her, but I went to like the Q&A session, and I heard her talk, and I kind of didn't really like her as much anymore, just because I didn't really like her personality. But she's still cute, obviously. But yeah, I had a huge crush on her as a kid.
Okay, so she was one of those. She opened up her mouth and ruined it all for you.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what happened.
When she was a smiling, pretty face, you were
she's fine. Like she's a great actress, obviously, but I don't know. I didn't like her stories that she told about the Power Rangers, saying she used to have to, like, I don't want to get too much into it, but she used to say that she used to have to do certain things to make herself, like she used to have to do drugs so she wouldn't feel so stupid about the scenes that she was doing, which kind of made me not so happy that she said.
Well, and I'm all for people being honest on stuff and side tangent and go back. You know, and so that I don't get his income from being the Blue Ranger. So, but we'll you there?
I didn't hear a single thing you said. It cut out the whole time.
Oh wow.
Like I could hear you talking, but like it just sounded like a robot. I couldn't hear anything.
Oh. Does it sound okay now?
It sounds okay now. Yeah, like it'll be good and then it won't be good. I don't know. Who knows?
Internet. I don't know if it's internet or this computer, but anyhow, so what I was saying about the Blue Ranger, you know, he kind of badmouths his experiences with,
Yeah.
you know, former deal. And it's like, you made your living. I mean, what are you known for outside of the Blue Ranger, right?
Nothing.
So it's to badmouth it. I mean, this is what's brought bread to the table the whole time. We've got, I love being a turtle. Okay, well, Cowabunga.
Wow, what's up, freaky?
Then we got Flash. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Hopefully, it'll to be a little more. So, it's kind of normal when you start that tickle that, and that for you was Power Rangers. So, comic that you said.
I don't know what you said. It was cutting out. I don't know what you said. Something about maybe a comic book to spec on? Is that what you said?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.